Well, it's an absolute delight to spend a little bit of time with this man. Hi, John Martinez, CEO of Shocklogic.
Thank you very much.
How's your day been today?
Very, very successful, very good.
Now, I
Excellent.
can hear that you're losing your voice a little bit.
Yes, I am.
I understand
Yes, I
that you ran a fabulous session today, and I'm really, really excited to learn more. This was a hefty speaker session title called the World's Most Innovative Conference.
Yes, yes.
So in a really quick nutshell, can you just give us a bit of an insight into what you were talking about today?
Yeah, one of our customers, one of our clients is ESOT, the European Society of Organ Transplantation.
Right.
We've been working together since 2011. So it's been a while us working together, and this is a conference that happens every 2 years. So this event is really a compendium of innovation. It happens from every corner. For starters, every delegate receives an iPad for the duration of the event that has all the content, all the program. All the sessions will be streamed into this iPad. Of course, they'll return it at the end. They don't take it home. Of course.
But in terms of size, just for the audience, if they don't know ESOT, what sort of numbers are we talking in terms of participants at this event?
It's over 4,000 delegates, and it's over 2,000 abstracts. So you got over 2,000 presentations and over 4,000 delegates with a medium to large exhibition. So this is a big event.
So historically, when you look at some of the big society conferences that happen, innovation is a word that everyone's a little bit scared of. How do you support ESOT, its participants, its organisers, in terms of developing this great word innovation into this event that's beneficial for everybody?
Yeah, this has been a process that has grown. Of course, it didn't happen overnight. So all the content is on the mobile device. It's on the app. Yeah. All sessions are streamed. We have a full-time ongoing studio, TV studio, outside where we interview like this, the speakers and the scientists that just spoke, because we created an audience of 4,000 more people from outside of Europe that are watching the event live. Online.
Wow. So
that is going on. We have the iPads. We have all the content. There's a learning platform going on. The registration process is more like a first-class lounge at an airline. That's the way that we designed it. And, of course, the innovation bit, the interesting bit is how do we get all these suppliers and competitors and different bodies, different entities to work together in unison to create this wonderful conference.
Yeah.
So we applied a number of concepts that we have used before, like competition. We applied innovation as an attitude, and then to be able to harness the best of each.
I like what you said there, innovation as an attitude.
Yeah.
How has that evolved in particular with this conference?
Yeah, I would say I'm very lucky because Annalisa Ponchia, who is the CEO of the society, is amazing to work with. I mean, she just constantly thinking about the next step. And for Barcelona 2017, we had the chair of the scientific program, Stefan Schneeberger, is a delight of a chair to have. This is a guy that was constantly looking for, Normally, I am ahead of the pack when it comes to innovation and technology, but he was ahead of me, He was normally, if I was reaching, he was moving the target a little bit. He wanted it better. He wanted it excellent, and through leadership and through innovation. So with this inspiration, of course, it's a lot easier to have a platform to work from. So we are at the center of this, something we call the ecosystem. So all of these companies come into the ecosystem. There is a set of rules that they need to adhere to. We exchange information in a very transparent way. We cooperate more than compete. We come into it from an angle of a mindset of abundance, more than a mindset of scarcity, which is what normally pulls us back to say, this is mine, I'm not going to show you what I got. It's a lot of these concepts, I apply them from gaming technology.
Yep.
Gaming technology, there's two type of games. Finite games, which we all know, football,
Yep.
every single sport
Yep.
is a finite game.
Of course.
There's a set of rules, a bunch of players. At the end, somebody
And
wins.
then
Somebody
infinite
wins.
games.
That's it.
Yep.
And then infinite games, where the player plays to keep the game going. When you come into the game with that mentality, that nobody has to win, but we all have to win, that means that the idea of the game, the purpose, the objective is to keep the game going. And then you have short, finite games in the middle. So we show results. We show there are still outcomes and targets and deadlines and responsibilities and accountability. But we come into this from a point where we want the whole thing to grow. And then for that, you need further spirit, but then a set of rules and a set of tools where we're going to be able to exchange information in a good way.
And how much of this this innovation is tried and tested versus, this was a first time experimental thing and I say experimental, not experiential, an experimental innovation at this event. What's the balance there?
Sometimes it was new. It was the first time. Sometimes it was not. We did a lot of testing before we came to the real floor, but we hadn't tested it with 4,000 people pulling
plus
from
your
it,
external
plus the
delegates.
external audience. So we have about 8,000, attendees, the digital, the hybrid, and the face-to-face. So a lot of this stuff, of course, none of it happened without being tested, being really measured.
But this was new. This hadn't been set in a live setting.
No, this is
so for those organisers who maybe haven't got that support network that ESOT have, or with that innovative thinking that the team there have with you, if we're having those people listen to this interview now, what would be the first thing you would say to someone who said, I need to make my event more innovative? How would you approach that with them?
For me, it would be to create an environment where it's safe to say silly things. To create an environment where the younger ones are going to feel empowered to raise a hand and bring the new idea. One of the things that we did, for example, with ESOT in 2017 is that we created a mascot. When we wanted to tell the stories with videos, and so we thought there would be, a person talking, but then we realized, man or woman?
Old or young?
Old or young? Trousers or skirts?
Yeah.
Color of skin?
Yeah.
Color of the hair?
Accent,
long hair, short
voice,
hair, accent.
yeah.
Wow, it was such a minefield of being, being so close to.
So what was the
somebody.
mascot?
So we started to throw ideas around.
Yeah.
And the event was in Barcelona, something related to Barcelona. I remember I had seen this lizard
like a
in the
gecko.
Park Well from Gaudi.
Yeah.
And Catalans call it the Gaudi dragon.
Okay, lovely.
It doesn't look like a dragon. It looks like a lizard. And so we sort of humanized it. And one of our colleagues said, oh, well, my son has a drawing book. He's a Catalan, has a drawing book, and the lizard is there. And it's like, it's semi-human. Oh, wow, bring it. So we took all these elements. We took it to our creative team. We have a team that does this. And voila, we created the character. It's a dragon.
So even something as simple as that. So with obviously World Cup fever at the moment, mascots are probably playing in most people's minds. But actually innovation can be from something as simple or as traditional or it's already been invented. It doesn't have to be invented is what you're saying.
But for us, I mean, what this did is that it solved the problem of having a storyteller. We had a mouthpiece. We had somebody to tell the story, to invite delegates, and then he came with the next video. The first one was inviting people. The second one was, I don't have a name. Come to the website, suggest a name.
Building
and vote.
engagement the whole time.
And it was the most successful campaign the society had ever had. So the name Dino was selected.
Fabulous.
So Dino comes to life. He gets a passport.
Yeah.
So now Dino is everywhere. Dino, we have cutouts where when we went to market the conference at sister conferences, the doctors and put their face through and take pictures with it, and it snowballed from there to the point that we brought to the conference a person, a stuffed animal, a Disney character that looked like this thing and walked around the conference and took pictures with people and in such a serious subject as organ transplantation, because in surgery, heart surgeons and cardiothoracic surgeons are the top. The only ones above them are transplant surgeons, because they have to take an organ from somebody. So it's two.
Yeah, this is life-saving, life-altering, life-changing activity.
Absolutely.
So to actually do some play in terms of that must help. Finally, 2 years' time.
Yeah.
Are they ESOT already looking at new innovation, new developments?
Yeah, we're working constantly on that. We're adding new things to the website. We're really creating an engagement platform in order to communicate. We're thinking about the new mascot. What's it going to be? Are we going to bring out Dino because he was successful? Now it's going to walk around also in Copenhagen. But maybe a Viking.
Who knows? We will wait and see. John, thank you so much for sharing this small snippet of information. It sounds like it's the conference to watch.
Yeah.
And thank you for supporting Meeting Design.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
John.
very much.